Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We're doing nourishing lifestyle tips, tricks, videos, travel, yoga, food, all great stuff. And today I wanted to address a topic that I feel like I get a lot of comments about from friends, family, and just kind of everyone on my social media, which is that people always comment or seem to think like, wow, you're so healthy. And healthy could have so many different definitions for sure, but I feel like people might have a distortion of what they think my life is like, or maybe my routine is like, or my habits, what they're like, because of what they see on social media. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I do that's maybe not so healthy on a regular basis, what I do that is very healthy on a regular basis, and, hopefully I look healthy, which I feel healthy. That's good. I don't really have any particular issues, but yeah, just a couple very easy, simple, fast tips and tricks of how to be healthy without being extreme, because I am not extreme at all. I'm at the most very moderate in general. So yeah, let's get started. I just want to say before I get started, especially since I'm talking about recommended daily intake of water and talking a little bit about food and eating, that I am not a registered dietitian. I have taken nutrition courses in college, but yeah, I'm not registered. I'm not a medical practitioner of any sort. So please always consult with your doctor, especially if you have any pre-existing conditions. All right, let's get started. All right, so my number one tip for staying healthy, looking your best, feeling your best, is to drink a lot of water, which I know we all hear all the time, but for an adult woman, you should be drinking about 90 fluid ounces of liquid of water per day. And if you can see, this is a pretty big bottle. I know a lot of people might have trouble drinking this much water in a day, but I drink this by lunchtime at least, and this is 48 ounces. And I just love water. It's actually my favorite beverage. It's just so refreshing. I'm kind of a water snob. My friends make fun of me. I can just taste subtleties in water, which sounds silly, but water actually does have a lot of minerals. So depending on the pipes where the water came from, or the spring, or whatever, the bottle that it's been in, it does make a difference as to the taste. So maybe if you don't like drinking water, you could start to pay attention more to how your water tastes. Maybe drink a mineral water, or sometimes that might have too metallic of a taste for your palate. So just try to find some water that you really like, and then maybe a bottle that you like. And, a big bottle is useful because you can track it. So I should and do drink about 2 of these per day, which for some people might be a lot, but for me is perfect. And it keeps me just really hydrated, and it's really good for your skin. It's just good for flushing out your system, detoxing, just keeping everything moving in your body overall. So that's one of my number one health tips. And don't forget that you can just start with an extra glass of water per day and just build up from there, and you don't need to start drinking 90 fluid ounces of water immediately tomorrow. And if you find it difficult, which I know I've heard a lot of people do find it difficult either to remember or just, they don't like the feeling of drinking water all the time, once your body starts to feel the benefit of drinking all the water, you'll start to crave it, and it will also become easier. And if you just do it continuously a little bit all day long, it will just become a habit and second nature. So don't worry about that. Just get started with as much as feels good today. So I did forget to mention about water that if you're trying to be healthier, but you either don't know where to start, or it seems overwhelming or expensive or time consuming or just difficult in general, like working out sounds hard, drinking water is probably the easiest, cheapest thing you could ever do. So I would extremely recommend it just for that reason alone. Just such a great way to start to just kickstart your health with minimal time, effort, or energy, and or cost. And also, it does matter that you drink it over the course of the day. So while getting up and drinking a glass of water is really good for your health, chugging like that whole bottle of water would not be a good idea, and then not drinking for a couple hours. You want to just drink a little bit continuously throughout the day, and that includes your workouts too. So even if you're working out, taking breaks to drink water is a really good idea all the time. Yeah, you want to spread it out, so just remember that. So even though I don't actually practice yoga every day, I think that I'm still pretty healthy because I move my body in some way every day. So maybe on some days I move my body twice, like go for a run and go to yoga, and then maybe some days I just don't do exercise at all, but I'll walk to work, and I live about almost 2 miles from the yoga studio that I work at. So I might, walk for half an hour there and half an hour back, or maybe just walk one way and get a ride back. But still, just walking half an hour and doing nothing else is so good for you. And I don't think you need to practice yoga every day or not at all. I think a lot of people get caught up because they don't think they can do it as much as they would want, when really, even if you did yoga once a month, that's better than not doing it at all. So I would still highly recommend it, and that's a really good way to stay healthy. Just literally anything, like put on your favorite song and dance by yourself. I totally do that too. Practice yoga at home or go to a class, or just literally any exercise. They're all different. They're all beneficial. Just pick something that you like rather than something that you think you should be doing, because then you're not going to want to do it and you're never going to stick to it. And even once you have found something that you like, don't feel like you need to do it every day. If you like to go to SoulCycle and you do it most days, and then one day you just feel really mellow and don't feel like going, that's totally fine. Maybe just take a walk and be with your thoughts or something. So I really believe in paying attention to what you need in the moment and really being in tune with how you're feeling and what your body needs and what you need mentally as well. All right, so my last tip for being healthy easily is to be vegetarian. It's been proven over and over again that the healthiest diet really is a vegan diet, but that's a little too extreme for me. Like I said, I'm not very extreme. So being vegetarian is really easy because you can just avoid meat. And if you really like meat, maybe just go vegetarian once a week, or maybe only eat meat at one meal a day. You really don't need to have to go even that extreme if that's too extreme for you, but being vegetarian, it's kind of funny because actually I'm not vegetarian even for the health reasons. I mean, I guess I am, but that's almost like a secondary or even tertiary reason why I'm a vegetarian. I'll get into that more later in a different video, but basically what's funny about being vegetarian is that people seem to assume that you're doing it because you want to be healthy. So like when you go to restaurants, the vegetarian option is almost always going to be healthier, not just because there's no meat, but they're going to make it extra healthy. So like when I went to eat out at a restaurant last time and I said I'm vegetarian and there was nothing vegetarian on the menu, they made me an entree and it was just tofu and steamed kale and steamed broccoli, which is like way too healthy for my taste. I don't want plain steamed vegetables. But yeah, what's funny about it is that you will just naturally become more healthy by eating vegetarian, even if it's just because when you go to a restaurant, the vegetarian option is going to be really healthy. Now, don't forget, this could also go the opposite way, and you could just be eating pasta with like cream and butter and cheese, and that's still vegetarian, and that's refined grains and, fat and dairy. So that's, it could go in the opposite way too. But in general, if you're going out to eat, overall, I'd say usually the vegetarian option is the most healthy option, or, maybe it's a salad or a soup rather than like a steak and buttery mashed potatoes. So that's a really good option. And I also just make sure to try to never eat natural flavorings. I can also do a video on this, but they're not natural at all, so avoid them. They're going to mess up your palate. They're going to make you crave unhealthy foods. So just don't eat any natural flavors or colors. So anything that has like fake covers, like Red 40 or anything like that. Everyone knows it's really bad for you. It's just obviously bad for you. If you want to do more reading about it, you can Google it. But basically, I just try to eat no artificial colors, no natural or artificial flavors, and then vegetarian. And that's pretty easy. And yes, in general, I eat even more healthy than that, like other ingredients that I wouldn't eat or whatever. But, you can eat gluten, you can eat lactose, you can eat whatever as long as you don't have any specific allergies or reactions to those things. I wouldn't worry about those things too much. I wouldn't worry about diets or fads or anything like that too much. It's just going to throw you out of balance. So maybe pick one or two things that you want to stick with in your diet, even if you don't want to go vegetarian, and just have one or two basic things that you're really strict about, and then, otherwise eat whatever you want. And as long as you're eating a lot of fresh food and not processed food, you should be totally fine. All right, so just to recap, those were my 3 easy tips for how to be really healthy with minimal effort. Drink a lot of water, pretty much as you can, because yes, you can OD on water, but you probably are never going to. You're just not going to. Just drink more water. Number 2 was just move your body in some way every day, even if it's literally just getting up from your desk and taking a 2-minute stretch. That's better than no minutes of moving your body at all, even if it's just lifting your arms up overhead and taking one big stretch. Some people don't even lift their arms up overhead at all in a day, and that's just sad. And number 3, a really simple, fast, cheap, easy tip is to make one food rule, maybe one or two that you're really strict about, something like being vegetarian, or maybe something like not eating any food that's processed with preservatives. Just one thing that you can handle pretty easily and that you can really stick to and make no exceptions. So thank you so much for watching. That's it, my 3 easy tips for how to be really healthy with minimal effort. Let me know how your efforts do go. If you have any other tips and tricks of your own, I'd love to hear them. Stuff that you do every day in your life that are really easy. All right, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Bye.